Hyperscape is a new battle royale game from Ubisoft. And this is probably one of the best games I've been playing for such a long time when it comes to battle royale games in general. I would say this is probably my favorite game, with some issues, of course. This is very early stage of the game. This game can be improved or less be improved. From my first impression, this game is overwhelmingly really good. But I am a person who have been waiting for a type of Quake, really fast movement type of game where the movement is not limiting you. And the thing is, like, I really love the slide movement / mechanic in this game. It makes it when you feel like you're pretty slow when it comes to running or you need to run the other way, the crouch slide movement just helps you so much. And there's a lot of other games that trying to make it more realistic and so on. Sure, that can be, that can be cool and all, but this game embraces movement, and that is what I'm all about. I remember when Apex came out for the first time, I was like, this is gonna be nice. The game was fun, but it didn't last for me for very long. And then I came back to Season 2, and then it never got better. But it was quite fun, and I loved playing. For example, Pathfinder was one of my mains. Now I can't play them anymore. But then Hyperscape came in. Hyperscape is probably the most interesting game. I can see so much potential in this game. They can mess up so much. If they do some wrong decisions in this game, it's gonna kill the game quite fast. But I do believe that the lifespan of this game can probably be just like Apex, or even longer, or even bigger games, depending on how they handle the game. If we're gonna talk about the gun mechanics, the gun mechanics is really interesting. What it basically based off is that you need to have really pinpoint accuracy in this game. The hitbox on the enemies are really small, which makes it really hard to hit them while they're moving in that type of space they are. And I love that. It makes it high skill, high movement, but it can also be low skill and low movement, depending on like what type of skill you are, which is gonna make more interesting when the ranked is gonna come out. Hopefully a rank system will come out. I'm expecting it, just like anyone else. The movement is probably the one that's gonna be the most interesting, and also the ability use, the ability usage in this game. And when I'm talking about the abilities, I'm obviously talking about the hacks. But before I'm continuing, if you guys are interested to either discuss even more about this game, or if you guys want to hang out with me on the stream, I recommend you guys to go down to my Twitch and follow me there and maybe just say hi, because I love talking about this new game. It's really interesting, and I just felt like I really want to say some stuff about this. Now, I'm going straight up top of my head. I'm probably gonna cut this down, edit it a little bit. Once again, I'm not doing a script on this. I'm just going through my mind, my first impression basically on the game, and what I think where the game is at, and what type of improvement this game needs to be on top. But if we're gonna go into the actual gunplays, once again, I just barely tipped this one. The gunplay is really interesting when it comes to low/small hitboxes on the characters. I like that small hitbox on the head. I'm totally fine with that. And the body in general. Every character is not very huge. It's kind of hard to hit, but it's also not too small in my opinion when it comes to hitting your enemies. I think that just brings the skill very high. It's like if you can't aim, it's gonna take time for you to kill an enemy, and that can be punishing. But if you can aim, you can burst someone in seconds, and that's what I love about this game. It's high skill, high reward, low skill, low reward, basically, depending on what type of class you're going with, of course. And I'm gonna talk about that too, the loadout, what I would recommend right now on the current stage, and maybe why the whole gun system or gunplay right now is not as great as we might want. If we're gonna talk about the overall, all the guns I've been trying out basically every gun, but yeah, you know what, I've been trying every gun in this game so far. Every gun is really good and really well balanced, I would say, except for two guns. The one is the D-Tap, which is basically the Mozambique weapon if we compare it to Apex. Basically a meme gun that is auto-aiming / well, the D-Tap is also in the Titanfall basically with the auto gun, but it just one-shots everyone. It was kind of broken, not gonna lie, but you know the drill. And then we have the gun that everybody's using right now, because that is the meta gun, and we're talking about the Hexfire. Hexfire is probably the biggest problem, I would say, in the game right now, because everything about what I told you about the high skill, high reward, and everything about that, and high skill, accuracy, and so on. Everything about that, what I was telling you, basically pick up the Hexfire, and you basically throw all my arguments down in a trash can, and the game is all about high movement, high rewards, basically. The thing is, with the Hexfire, the gun is very widespread, so it's really good when it comes to engagements and pretty close fights, I would say. Like, if you like close fights in general, the Hexfire is going to be really good for you to fight enemies, because you don't need to reload in a 1v3 scenario if you play this all right. And I'm not joking when I'm telling you that you don't need to reload with the loadout you're going to use, which is Hexfire and Skybreaker. That is the main loadout everybody's running right now when it comes to close quarter fights / engagements. The Skybreaker and Hexfire. So the thing is, the Hexfire has a 4 to 6 damage depending on if you hit the head or not on your enemy. It's low damage, but the thing is, it has a wide spread, it shoots a lot of bullets, and you don't really need to worry about not being pinpoint accurate with that gun, which basically brings down the argument of you need high skill accuracy on killing people in this game. Because sure, I'm not saying that the other guns are bad or anything, don't get me wrong on that. What I'm basically talking about is that the gun itself just makes it so safe to use in Hyperscape right now, that basically means that if you pick any other gun than Hexfire as your primary spray gun, you're basically throwing your potential to win, because it is that strong. It doesn't matter. I mean, sure, if you max out your Ripper, which is the assault gun, the normal one that does a lot of damage, it is high reward. I mean, if you're a really good, accurate player that can just one-shot shoot anyone and spray, doesn't really miss them any shots, you can definitely play Ripper. I would say it's a better choice. But thing is, it doesn't really matter if you're caught off guard and you can't really aim with that gun. It's gonna be hard for you to get back. But with the Hexfire, it's gonna do so much spray over time potential. It's gonna do so much damage in that potential. And also when you combine it with the Skybreaker that does around 50 damage if you're far away, because the thing is, like, you want to use Skybreaker either in like engagements. You basically want to use it when you engage people. You probably want to go up in the air. This is what a lot of people are doing right now. You're going up in the air, you shoot them with the Skybreaker. If you hit them, then you basically do a butt ton of damage. Maybe they lose 50% of their HP, and if they're even lower, they're probably gonna have like 10 HP left, and you're just gonna spray them down with your machine gun, and they're dead. And then you repeat that over and over again, and then you get like over 10 kills 24/7. It's going to be hard a little bit if you're solo, but it's definitely doable. You can still have a high potential of winning the games depending on like what type of enemies you're against. That whole combo, I think that the problem is the Hexfire because of that safety. If that gun was nerfed to get a lower amount of ammunition that you might need to load a lot more, if you half that down, instead of having 280 or 70 bullets when maxed out, to maybe have it at maximum 220, I would even want to go with even lower. It might be more potential to use any other gun, but the problem is this machine gun is breaking the game right now. I think this gun basically needs to be nerfed so much that if we want to make other guns right now more viable, you gotta pick those. And that makes the whole argument of it's really hard to pick any other gun. That's just how it is with that gun right now. And we've been trying out different guns. I mean, if you're a high accurate skilled player that can aim really well, I mean, Ripper is probably the go-to gun for you. But it doesn't matter because all the pros playing with the Hexfire anyways, because they're moving like idiots. Like, you can't shoot them. And it's gonna be really hard in close quarters anyways. That's why everybody's picking up the Hexfire combo, Skybreaker combo. But that is the close combat combo. I'm telling you guys, if Hexfire get nerfed and makes it so nerfed that the other guns gets more viable, I would say the game will be more balanced. It's gonna open up for more different type of loadout strategies. It's gonna make the game a lot more satisfying to play with, I would say. I would say the game is overall balanced, but the Hexfire brings a lot down, and the Skybreaker is a little bit too strong, I would say. Just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit a lot, but you get the drill. Then we have the other loadout, which makes it more interesting, because we're gonna still have Hexfire in this case, and the Valorant I think it's called Valorant. Shit. Well, I'm gonna edit it anyways, but no, Protocol, my bad, shit. Oops. So you have the Hexfire and Protocol, which is the guns that you want to go, and this is more like the poke strategy. So what you are doing is that you using your sniper to primarily try to kill your opponents from further away. You trying to use your slam to, you know, go up to high heights and shoot them, or either use that as an escape. You maybe use invisible to run away when they see you. You go invisible, run away, use your slam to get heights, shoot them, repeat, and so on. But if you get caught that you need to fight them, you basically have your Hexfire to just continue spraying them down and expect your team to help you if possible, or you hit a shot with your sniper, switch it to the Hexfire and destroy them that way. That is a possible, and I would say a reliable alternative than the typical Skybreaker and Hexfire combo. That is not a bad choice. I would even consider Hexfire and the Riot gun, which is basically a wingman if people want to concern it. But the thing is, hitting the gun with the Riot gun, it's not easy. It's not. I've been trying it myself. I'm okay with it. I've been doing kind of cool plays with it on my Twitch stream and so on. But it's not an easy gun to use. So it's also a high skill, a little bit more risky reward. And I would say that the sniper rifle is probably the best choice in most scenarios. We have a big problem, I would say, is the shield run right now. They have a shield that I basically wish that the whole shield system just gonna be removed. I don't see any purpose to have the shield in the game. I would rather remove the shield completely and only have the ball that is the one that people are using, because people are abusing the ball and shield so much, and they're using that on the crown, so it's getting abused that it's basically impossible to even overcome them. And that becomes such a big issue that I do believe that they need to find a way to nerf it, that if they're going out zone or anything like that, they're gonna instant die depending on like where they're running, or either I think it's an abusive way to win a game. It's not really a fight anymore. It becomes try to chase him in the zone, but you can't really do that because they already run away, or depending on the situation, it becomes really frustrating, especially if it's more than just 2 squads alive, for example. If they picked it up when it was what is it, like 4 squads left or something, you're gonna be in such a high fight that people might not even be able to focus on that guy that picked up the crown, and that is a really nasty way to do that. So if you are one of those that does that, fuck you, screw you, I don't like you. Oh, it depends on if you maybe use a Twitch Prime, but that's another, you know, I might forgive you then. If you guys have any other type of topic that you want me to talk about, either if it is the hacks, combos, which one is the strongest, which one is the worst, what type of combos you want to use, or either the gun options, which one should you pick or consider, when should you not pick it up, when should you pick it up, or even just want to talk about some different type of topics in this game, please let me know in the comment below. Leave a like to know if I should do more videos like these, and follow me on Twitch, and maybe you guys want to hang out and talk there. I'll see you later. Take care. Peace out.